Welcome to the first part of the Coronation Street documentary, What They Changed, by Just Manic Studios, 1960s to 1970s. The first clip shows what would have the show's original end, but as it was so popular, the ending was scrapped and instead of the street being bulldozed, it turned out Ina Sharples had merely misheard the news and really, Coronation Terrace is being bulldozed.
What's that?
Well, it was quite a big bang.
Oh, it was only somebody's dustbin going over.
They don't send the fire brigade out to pick up dustbin.
That was miles away.
Don't be so daft. There's something going on and they don't know what. Hey, look what it's done to that picture.
We're miles away from here. Now, come on, Harry, let's get on with game. You want double 19, now, come on.
Double 19.
Money back. Hey, there. It's in. It's in. Hello, what's this?
Everybody out, please.
Hey, it's 28 minutes past 10. You're getting a bit hot, aren't you?
Aye, and you'll be flipping out if you don't get out of here. There's a gas main on fire 2 streets back. Well, quiet, everybody. Quiet, please. And listen to me. Anybody who lives between here, Coronation Street and Maudsley Street, report to the fire officer over at St. Mary's. And that includes those that lives on Maudsley Street. Now, leave the place quietly, please. Those who live on Coronation Street, stay here for a minute. There's Mrs. Sharples here.
I'm Mrs. Sharples.
Caretaker of the Glad Tidings Hall.
That's right, never done nothing wrong in my life.
Oh, no, but you said you are. Now, quiet, please. All those residents of Coronation Street, and that includes you, Mr. Walker, have got 5 minutes to get a couple of blankets and a pillow apiece and get across to the Glad Tidings Hall. You're all staying the night there.
They're what?
They're all staying the night in your place.
Over my dead body.
There's no question of Coronation Street being demolished.
Who do you think you're kidding?
No, it's only a rumour, Mrs. Sharples.
A rumour? Are you trying to tell me it's a rumour when I saw it with my own eyes on a board in the town hall? Notices of demolition. All those houses on the north-east side of Coronation Street.
Ah, Mr. Tadlock, I think I know how this has come about. There is indeed a notice, but the street in question is Coronation Terrace, quite some distance away. I don't think we need to look any further, do you?
But Coronation Street's most shocking plot in its short history is controversial enough to knock them all off the front page.
When Coronation Street started, there was a raincoat factory called Ellison's, and lots of the characters worked there.
Me enjoying a coffee at 6:30. Oh, and don't wear a tight skirt.
We were known as the Barm Cake Girls because we used to go in the corner shop and ask for barm cake butties.
Oh, a potted meat barm cake and a cream on. Same for me, please.
Sorry, the barm cakes aren't ready yet.
The character of Sheila Birtles very, very much sort of represented a lot of working class girls.
Oh, isn't she precocious? They're the kind that make jailbait, you know. What a thing to say. Now
She was a bit ditzy and loved having lots of fun and loved her friends and was always trying to get off with the boys.
Ooh, don't mind a night out with him.
But she was very romantic. She wanted something more exciting.
That excitement came in the form of smooth-talking businessman Neil Crossley.
She thought he was in love with her. It was going to be glorious. And he didn't want her.
Keep your voice down!
Keep my voice and I'll shout as much as I like. And there's plenty to shout about. I could tell them all about.
Because she hadn't been at work, they gave her her cards, so she had no job. She'd no man, no money.
Actress Eileen Mayers was coming to the end of her contract, and the writers needed a way out for Sheila. But what they came up with quickly led to moral outrage.
A suicide in 1963 on television was unheard of. Margaret Morris was the first female producer on Coronation Street. She was kind of going out on a limb with this story, which was very, very controversial at the time, but she wanted it to be a real portrayal of a real northern girl. But there comes a point when you're planning a story and she wasn't prepared for the backlash.
With the suicide scenes already filmed, the cast and crew had no idea what was about to happen next.
I came came out of Granada having finished and was greeted with a board of journalists. And I couldn't believe it.
I leaked the story. Within a day, all hell broke loose. Viewers started to phone the studios and to phone the daily newspapers, complaining they didn't want this, the horror. Granada had a rethink, and within 24 hours, Margaret Morris ordered a complete rewrite. She said, it was an idea, we thought it would come off, it didn't, we changed it. The controversial episode was cut short, and instead of witnessing a suicide, viewers simply saw Sheila take a couple of pills before the scene faded to black.
It is disappointing when you think, oh, well, that's it, that's quite good or something, and then it doesn't get shown, but that's the way it is.
What the viewers didn't see has remained on Granada's shelves for nearly 50 years, unseen by the public and actress Eileen Mayers, until now.
I had to turn on the gas and lie on the bed and expect to die.
If there'd been no story, the episode would have gone out. She'd have committed suicide. The public would have been horrified, I think. It was good that it did come out. I mean, the publicity did save Sheila Birtles, anyway.
All right, I'll do it again, if I can.
The following episode was hastily rewritten, and viewers saw Sheila being rescued by concerned neighbours.
Sheila, love. It's Len.
Instead of finding herself at Heaven's Gate, Sheila Birtles remained much closer to home, sent to stay with her parents in nearby Rawtenstall.
I had an actress friend who used to say, well, dear, you've been front page news. And she was very envious. I said, well, I'd rather not have been. I'd rather they'd shown the episode.
1964 saw a few changes, but the one that really was controversial was the death of Martha Longhurst. This went down badly with the actors and viewers alike. The line, "She's dead," was said purposefully slow by Len as a last-ditch attempt of making the producer cut it, but the line remained.
Hey, watch your time. Up in wine in Spain, you know. When I was in the army, we always called it the... Waiting at the church, waiting at the church, waiting at the church. When I come, you left me in the lurch. Oh, how you did upset me. All at once. Yeah, get the doctor. Here's the red nose. What you wrote, God get away.
He's dead.
Mrs. Caldwell, I'm so...
You look very well and all, darling, too. You're nice and brown, aren't you? Did you find yourself a millionaire?
Oh, it was lovely. Oh, I had a lovely time. Oh, aren't they back? Mrs. Caldwell, love.
I'll tell you what, have a brandy with me, darling. Put hairs in your chest.
Oh,
Make
brandy.
your toenails crispy.
I came back all the way in the taxi. Mr. Hodges paid for it. Oh, the weather was lovely. I haven't brought you all presents. Just a tea caddy for Ina and a new purse for Martha. Mrs. Caldwell.
That's right, darling. You just sit yourself down there. Make yourself at home, eh? And get that down here.
Thank you.
And lang me your old long rig.
Oh, it's nice to be back. It was quite windy on the prom some days.
Minnie, love.
It's bad news, love, about Mrs. Longhurst.
Martha Longhurst is dead.
It was
her heart.
But I had a postcard from her today saying she'd got a new costume for her holiday.
She collapsed in here, love. It wasn't painful for her.
Where's Bobby? I want Bobby. Oh, he's a lovely boy. Nice to see him again. Would you like something to drink?
Why don't you go in and see her, Claytek, then you'll feel better.
Oh, I'd rather not, Ina, really, I wouldn't.
What are you scared of? She won't bite you?
Even when it was my mother, I couldn't bear to go and see the body. Oh, Ina, don't ask me.
Well, it's no skin off my nose, but it is usual to go and pay some sort of respect, however fleeting, to the dead Minnie Colwell.
Well, I want to remember her as she was.
She looks all right. She looks as well as ever she did.
Stan and Hilda were introduced in 1964 with a total different backstory and persona to what they became. They were supposed to have 4 children, but only Irma and Trevor made it to screen. Their 2 other supposed children, Tony and Sylvia, were cut due to the ITV actors' strike, which changed the entire tone as Stan's original backstory of beating Tony and Sylvia was cut out and retconned. The children were supposed to be mentally retarded and beaten by a drunken Stan, but cut due to these strikes. Stan thus became a mere lovable rogue as opposed to an abusive father. The only trace of his original backstory being one scene where he slaps Irma across the face.
Do you mean about my mum and dad? Well, they're looking at number 13 tonight. I think they'll be there now, you know.
You think they'll take it?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, well, don't look so miserable about it.
Oh, I don't know, honest. My dad must have worked like stink to get £200 together. I can't remember him having about 20 at one time in his life.
Well, at least it shows willing.
Aye, but for how long? I never knew anyone who hated work as much as he does, you know.
Well, perhaps he's turning over a new leaf.
That'll be the day. Honest, my mum's as bad. She thinks he's every woman's dream rolled into one.
Sure, that's very nice for her, you know.
Ah, but he thinks it and all, and there's many one that tells him. What do you think of him as a man?
Well, it looks as if he's been around, you know, not even on his own doorstep either. A bit like me. Every wrinkle tells a story.
Aye, and there's plenty of wrinkles and all. Oh, I meant him, not you, honey.
Thank you very much.
Oh, honest, it's not just him, it's all of them. I mean, look at me, ma'am. She does her best, but she's hopeless. If you had to have a test to have kids, she'd come bottom and she'd be daft enough to go in for it, I know.
Look, love, I wasn't the best of mothers myself, and I can't even pretend that I did my best either.
I mean, look at our Sylvia. She's in a remand home, you know, in need of care or protection or something.
What about the other?
Trevor. Do you know, I don't know if it's brains or dead cunning with him, but he's the only one that lands on his feet in our lot.
So I take it you don't want to join him?
Oh, well, would you?
Oh, love, I don't know enough about it. But I'll tell you one thing. If you want to, you can always come round and stay with me, you know that.
Right, thank you. I'll remember that.
And don't you forget it. See you later.
Right. The second place. Well, look at it. Where we're all going to sleep. 2 bedrooms for 5 of us. It's daft.
Oh, we'll manage.
Manage? We've been managing ever since I can remember. It's about time we did a bit better than managing.
Well, of course, our Sylvia's still away. So there'll only be 4 of us at first.
I suppose you could use the front room as a bedroom.
Oh, do you think we should? Never had a front room before.
I was looking forward to having a front room. Ah, well, you've got a front room bedroom instead.
All very satisfactory, and all very satisfactory.
Satisfactory for who?
Now then, Frida, it's our daughter. She's a bit worried about the space.
I should just think I am worried and all.
You've got a bath and fitted cupboards. What more do you want?
Now, you just leave it to me and your dad, love. We'll be all right.
Of course you will, dearie.
Do you mind? Get off.
Hey, you bought your dad a pint.
Oh, you'll be all right, dearie, don't worry. Well, is that all right then, Mr. £200 down, and I'll arrange a private mortgage on the balance.
That suits me.
Right, well, I'll have the contract drawn up tomorrow morning. You know the address, round about 11, shall we say?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Well, right, good night then. Good night, Mr. Good night, Miss Ermine.
In 1965, 7 Coronation Street was knocked down to make it easier to film. The show thus created a plot where a beam collapsed and it thus was demolished, only to be rebuilt again in 1982.
Hey, what the heck's that?
Down there.
It's collapsed.
Look at this
In 1970, Alan Rothwell's refusal to come back as David Barlow resulted in the producer changing the return plan of him, Irma and their son Darren. He was thus killed off-screen with his son Darren in a car crash in Australia, allowing Irma to return alone.
The Royal Adelaide, 230-230.
Jack, I think we could all do with a drink.
No, not yet. Not yet. No.
Fool, a damn stupid
Oh,
idiot. Well, he's a fool, Val. I can just see what happened now. He had one drink too many. He puts his foot down, the world's mine. That's David all over. God, if he was here now, I'd tell him a few.
You don't know what's happened. Does it matter? It's happened.
Do you know what he did, Mrs. Sharples, when he was a kid? He cycled all the way into Manchester without any brakes. Had to put his foot down on the road to stop himself with sparks flying up. I went at him with both fists when he got back.
Oh, don't forget Stan and Hilda.
Stan and Hilda?
Well, they don't know. They got to be told.
It's all right, Val. I'll nip her.
Oh, no, I'll do it, Mr. Walker. It's my job. Well, it's his family, isn't it? What do we say?
That they've been in a car crash. That they're injured and in hospital, but that they're alive.
Yeah, they're alive.
Only just.
Miss Nugent?
Only just. Only just alive.
How the heck do you know?
You might be jumping to conclusions, Miss Nugent. You know what hospitals are.
I do, Mr. Walker. And I know they didn't send Irma a telegram last November when Mr. and Mrs. Ogden were in hospital.
Hello, Weatherfield 5371. Hello, yes, Weatherfield 5371. Yes. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's them. They're putting me through, but the line's very bad. I can hardly hear. Hello? Hello, yes? Yes, this is Mr. Kenneth Barlow. Mr. Kenneth Barlow. Yeah, I'm Mr. David Barlow's... No, brother. I was just going to tell you. Yes, that's right, brother. They say David died 10 minutes ago.
This is Mr. Stanley Ogden. Stanley Ogden! Yes. Mrs. Barlow's father. Father, Stanley Ogden, yeah. Mrs. Barlow's father. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Our Irma's all right. She's suffering from shock. But the baby, our Darren, he's critical.
I have to go to them.
Love.
I've got to go.
Love, they're in Australia.
You're not listening, are you? I've got to go to them.
In 1971, Anne Reid's choice to leave her role as Valerie Barlow led to quite a few changes. Her death was a way to keep William Roach from being axed. Her death led to end of the Maisonettes set as well. Valerie's death was only made possible by the actress's choice to leave.
Persons reported, breathing apparatus. Now come on, now get back.
What's going on?
Looks like a van, doesn't it?
Yeah.
From Station Officer Jones at number 14 Coronation Street. Persons reported. 1-2, over.
Search upstairs.
Okay. What was I here?
Occupier's wife believed to be inside, sir. Two men are searching upstairs now.
Have you tried them round?
We're doing that now, sir. There's a hose reel inside. I've ordered the breathing apparatus.
What did he say?
Couldn't hear him.
Hey, what's that for?
Well, they always send one of them to a domestic incident, just in case, like.
Cat and Val are trying to say what they can, are they? It really is best you don't go any further.
Please,
Leave
let me
everything-
pass!
No, sir!
I'm not moving forward back down. Look,
I'm not
his
moving.
wife's up there!
I'll look after it.
She hasn't got the twins with her, has she? I thought they were spending the night at Mr. Tatlock's. Oh, yeah, that's right. Can you see him anywhere? Perhaps he hasn't heard. I mean, you know how deaf he can be sometimes. Hey, I'll go in front. Yeah.
I wouldn't say too much until we know what's what up there.
They were very good. They did everything they could. Everybody did.
Ken. Albert's in the back, mate.
Oh, Uncle Albert, yeah.
Come on, he's in the living room. I'll take you through.
Elizabeth, would you like to pour 2 glasses of brandy for Kenneth and Mr. Tatlock? Yeah.
Morning. Hey, I said, kid, have you heard what I've just heard?
What about?
The flats.
Oh, about them being evacuated, you mean?
Oh, there's Queen Anne's dead. There's more than that. They've got to come down straight away, the whole block of them.
Who told you that?
It's all around Victoria Street. I'm in digs there now. What do you think, Maggie? Do you think there's anything in it?
I don't know, but I suppose we'll all find out soon enough.